Hello YouTube, it's your boy B3. Back another kicking comic book review, graphic novel review, trade collection review. Got a pretty cool one for you guys today. Red Lanterns, Volume 4, Blood Brothers. Yeah, I could never find this one physically because I was reading Red Lanterns single issue when it first started, but it sucked, so I stopped reading it. But I did pick up the trades because people told me it got better and stuff. And it did get better. It did get better. It's still not the best book in the world. But it got better. So I'm going to read you the back of the book real quick. Guy Gardner, Lord of the Red Lanterns? He was never the Guardian's favorite Green Lantern, but Guy Gardner never expected this kind of betrayal from the Corps. At Hal Jordan's request, Guy infiltrated the rage-fueled Red Lanterns as a spy and defeated their leader, Atrocitus. But Guy soon finds himself abandoned by the Green Lantern Corps, left to fend for himself with the murderous Red Lanterns, and worse, he begins to feel that he might not ever want to go back. Now Guy has a new Corps and a new mission to protect his sector the Red Lantern way with deadly force, but some people might have a problem with how Guy runs the Reds. Hal Jordan for one, plus the Red Lanterns themselves. So, that's not how I interpreted this, but we'll get to that. Writer Charles Soule and artist Alessandro Vitti give Guy Gardner a new team, a new purpose, and more rage than ever before in Red Lanterns, Blood Brothers, collecting issues 21 through 26, and Green Lantern Annual number 2. Yeah, so I've already done Volume 2. I did it a while ago, actually. So now I'm doing Volume 4. Skipped 1 and 3. I'll do them eventually. I'm just reading the ones I feel like reading. But that's not how I interpreted this story. So Hal Jordan sent him undercover to the Red Lanterns to become a Red Lantern. And he took Atrocitus' ring after fighting him without his green ring. He's a pretty tough motherfucker, Guy Gardner. Which should have killed Atrocitus, but Dexter used his ring to keep Atrocitus' blood pumping so that he would stay alive. And Atrocitus and Dexter are out in the stars looking for a new ring. And they actually end up getting the Butcher inside Atrocitus. But then the Butcher leaves to go with Kyle Rayner to replenish the Source Wall and all that Relic stuff. And the Red Lanterns do end up fighting Relic and stuff here. But they only agree to fight Relic in exchange for their own sector, and since a third of the Green Lanterns are from Sector 2814, and Yzamalt is in Sector 2814, Hal Jordan gives them Sector 2814, his home sector, which is pretty crazy. So Green Lanterns aren't allowed in Sector 2814 anymore, except Simon Baz, who's not allowed to leave Earth. So that's that. But yeah, you know, if you want to know more about that Relic stuff, you can watch my review of Green Lantern Volume 4. I do the full story pretty much in that. But Atrocitus does end up finding a ring later. And Guy Gardner, he was like, when I'm ready to be pulled out, send Saint Walker to pull me out and cure me of the red ring. But Guy Gardner kills Atrocitus, or at least he thinks he did. And then he kills a space pirate, or at least he thinks he did. They're all about making these Red Lanterns, oh, let's make them anti-heroes. They'll kill people. That's fun. But every time Guy Gardner kills somebody in this damn book, they just, oh, they were alive the whole time. Oh, so they're like actively avoiding making Guy Gardner a killer, even though they put him in the Red Lanterns, a group that's known for killing. Like, come on. Just let him be an anti-hero. Guy Gardner can work as an anti-hero, I think. But they didn't want to make him irredeemable because they knew eventually they'd put the green ring back on him. That was the whole point. Because they knew they'd return him to the status quo eventually. But because even though he has his wits about him because he bathed in the Blood Lake, he kind of still has lots of rage influencing him. Like, it's his first emotion to get to. So when the Green Lantern, when he contacts Hal and says, pull me out, Hal's like, we can't. The Blue Lanterns don't exist anymore. Relic destroyed their lantern. Guy Gardner's like, fuck you, you betrayed me. But he didn't betray you. What? Where did you even get that idea? And he's like, the Green Lanterns don't care about me, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, the entire Green Lantern Corps shows up to free him from the Red Lanterns right after he says that. And it's like, quit being dumb, guy. Damn. Shit! I mean, it was just kind of forced and lazy writing, to be completely honest with you. I mean, they just wanted to make him a Red Lantern really, really fast. And he keeps saying this, oh, the Red Lanterns don't have a leader, the Red Lanterns don't have a leader, but every time a decision has to be made, they look towards Guy Gardner. So yeah, the Red Lanterns do have a leader, they just don't want to say they have a leader. And then Dexter, like, licked up some of, that other human Red Lanterns who no one cares about, licked up some of his blood to, gain the ability to use constructs. And Atrocitus can't use constructs in this book, but he could in Brightest Day, and Brightest Day is supposed to be in continuity with the Green Lantern run, but at the same time, they got rid of a lot of Brightest Day stuff for New 52, so it's hard to tell who has constructs anymore. And before Brightest Day, the only Red Lanterns that could use constructs were ones that also had Green Lantern rings on. But Guy took off his Green Lantern ring, which is why he can't use constructs in this book. But the other human Red Lantern could just use constructs just because he's human? What? That doesn't make any sense. Once again, this isn't like a really bad book or anything. It's just like, come on. I really like the relationship between Atrocitus and Dexter. I think it's so fun. It reminds me of me and Naughty Cat, little Naughty Kitty. Yeah, you hear her shaking her little collar? She's a good girl. She's laying in front of the heater right now. She's a good girl. But the art's good, I'll give it that. You know, Bleez is awesome in it. I love me some Bleez. Scalax is pretty cool. We get to see... It actually... This is the first volume I feel like brought some real character to the Red Lanterns. Like, Bleez already had some character. Atrocitus, in all actuality, is kind of one-dimensional if you think about it. He's so cool that you don't really mind, but... I mean, he's more fleshed out than he used to be. I'll give him that. Like, in these days he is more than he used to be. But, I mean, they give a lot to Scalax and Zillis Zox and stuff in this. That motherfucking jellyfish Red Lantern dies because he was losing his rage. And so his ring was going to leave him and he was going to die anyway, so he led one last hurrah and then sacrificed himself for his friends in the Red Lantern Corps. Not a bad book. It's got some big flaws, but all in all, it's not a bad book. So thank you all very, very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the dank stuff in the description below. Remember, this was Red Lanterns Volume 4 Blood Brothers from the New 52, Charles Soule, Alessandro Vitti. The physical copy is going to be hard to find, and it's really expensive. For some reason, this copy became more expensive than all the other copies on the post market. I guess that's just because of Guy Gardner joining the Corps. But digitally, it's like $9. I got it like $9. But that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. I'll see you all later.